Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TForbesTV. I want to start off by thanking you for putting up with my 2-week hiatus that turned into 8 months. I swear I had a good reason. I was just going to take a week or two to focus on my midterms, and then my finals were coming up, and by the time those were over, my procrastination got the best of me and it was just too easy to stay gone. So I'm sorry, but what I'm trying to say is, TForbesTV is back. Now there have been a few changes, the most obvious of which is probably the fact that the background is a completely different place. And the reason it looks like I've moved is, well, I did. I'm living at home now while I go to school, because it's about 5 minutes away from campus, and to be completely honest, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Yeah. So there are a couple more changes I've made or I'm in the process of making, more related to my videos or my channel or my YouTube presence in general, that I'm not quite ready to reveal just yet, but you can expect to hear something like in a week or two. I'm actually really excited about them, and that's everything I wanted to say about that. So with that done, I want to spend the rest of the video catching you up on what's happened, what I've found important, and basically everything that's gone on in the world of me since I saw you last. First of all, because, let's face it, this summer is probably going to be known for it, The Avengers was finally released. And really, all I've got to say about it is, oh my god, Joss is boss. That movie was amazing and it made the money to prove it. Not that I'm saying box office figures are a sign of quality, which they definitely aren't. But I'm super glad that this movie did make as much as it did because, one, it means that there's definitely going to be a sequel, which I'm already really eagerly awaiting. And two, on a slightly less selfish note, it means that more of you guys were exposed to this movie and the Marvel Universe in general, and that's really exciting to me because, you know what, that means a lot to me, and it's nice knowing that more people are experiencing that. Then a little bit later, in even more comic book news, the San Diego Comic-Con happened, which is kind of a big deal, where we got to learn a little bit about upcoming movies, and Marvel announced a couple new things, like the titles to some of their Phase 2 movies, and some lucky people had the chance to see some footage from Iron Man 3 and Ant-Man, both of which were apparently awesome. Now, moving on to something not involving comics, London hosted some Olympic Games, which is kind of a big deal, and it featured a very unique opening ceremonies, which had James Bond and the Queen make a little cameo by jumping out of a plane, which, yeah, was actually pretty cool, and definitely got me pumped for Skyfall, which is coming out on the 22nd of October, so not too long to wait now. Speaking of that, have you guys heard Adele's new song? She's doing the theme song for Skyfall. I guess they released it early. If you haven't heard it, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, that's going to be the theme song to Skyfall, and I have to say, it's actually pretty good. It kind of reminds me of an homage or a return to the classic James Bond themes for the past 40 years. But anyway, the summer was also unique in that it had a bunch of food-related sex drama, or was it sex-related food drama? I don't even know. Either way, there was a hell of a lot of it in the United States. Don't ask me why, but a whole bunch of foods started coming out as pro or anti-gay rights. The companies that make the food, not the food itself. That would be weird. Okay, God, that was a bad joke. Then we have the other majorly anticipated movie of the summer, The Dark Knight Rises, and the only thing I have to say about that is, meh, didn't really do much for me. I may be a member of a pretty small minority because I think Batman Begins was actually the best of the trilogy, and don't get me wrong, you have to respect Heath Ledger's performance, but I was never really that keen on The Dark Knight. If I had to rate them, I'd say The Avengers, the Spider-Man reboot, and then The Dark Knight Rises. Did I mention The Amazing Spider-Man? No? Okay, well that came out too. Actually, thinking about it, there were a lot of comic book movies this summer, and I'm not complaining. I mean, that's kind of my thing. But yeah, comic book movies and homophobic fried chicken, that pretty much sums up the summer of 2012. That is, if you exclude the American presidential election, which somehow found its way into anything and everything going on. Honestly, after Obama's AMA and Mitt Romney alienating the entirety of Great Britain, I was expecting to wake up one morning and see a news headline about what one or both of them had for breakfast, which as someone who's not even an American, kind of pissed me off. But anyway, for the most part, that's anything and everything that I cared about this summer. So I think we can stop the recap here. To be honest, I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos and getting back into doing this. So rate, comment, subscribe, do whatever it is that you do, and I'll see you guys next time.